In the city of Delphi, where the oracle once spoke the will of the gods, a child was born beneath a blood-red eclipse. His name was Theron, and from the moment he took his first breath, the world around him seemed to change in the oddest ways. Fires flickered when he cried, winds howled when he raged, and sometimes when he touched the earth, flowers mysteriously bloomed from barren stone, almost moments after. The people did not see a blessing. They saw a curse. Feared by all, Theron lived as an outcast. No teacher would train him, no temple would house him. He wandered alone, guided only by his own growing power. But though men rejected him, the beasts did not. The lions of Nemea bowed their heads in reverence. The eagles of Olympus perched on his shoulders. Even the snakes, symbols of hidden wisdom, coiled around his arms, whispering forgotten truths to him. One day, whispers reached him of a terrible crime, one that made his very soul burn. The rulers of Athens were caging some of the sacred animals, using them for labor, performing harsh experiments on them, and stripping their voices away in shadowed labs. Owls that once spoke of prophecy were left in silence. Wolves, once blessed by Apollo, howled without voice. Even the great bulls of Zeus stood motionless, the divine spirits crushed beneath iron shackles. Theron's blood boiled. He journeyed to Athens, pleading for mercy in the great halls of the archons. These creatures' voices are gifted by the gods, he declared. To silence them is to defy Olympus itself. The rulers only laughed. But then, they extended an offer, a pact veiled in conditions, demanding his aid to help them improve the city of Delphi, before granting his plea. A masked envoy led him into the depths of the Acropolis, where torches lined a grand chamber of marble and gold. At its center, resting atop a black stone pedestal, lay a tome older than time itself. This book belonged to a demigod, the Archon said, his voice like honey and poison intertwined. It holds the wisdom of the divine, secrets beyond mortal understanding. But no man has ever been able to read it. Theron's heart pounded. Yet you, the Archon smiled. You are not like other men. Are you? With trembling hands, Theron reached for the book. The moment his fingers touched its surface, the pages unfurled in his mind like a raging storm. Spells beyond comprehension, truths from the beginning of time, words of power that could shape reality itself. With this book, he could begin to undo the harm inflicted upon the wild creatures, and extend his aid to the city of Delphi. Then, he saw the truth in a vision. The rulers hungered for control, not help. With wicked intent, they sought to twist his magic, to enslave nature and force life to obey. A terrible, righteous rage filled him. You seek to enslave the animals for your gain, he thundered, but you are only hurting yourselves. Wisdom is not in chains. True power is not in conquest, but in virtue. If you wish to control nature, then tremble, for nature will not bow. The room erupted into chaos. Guards rushed forward. Swords flashed. Theron did not hesitate. He opened the tome and spoke a forgotten name, one that had not been uttered since the gods walked the earth. The air roared with fury. Tornadoes exploded into existence, howling around him in an unstoppable storm. The ground shook, pillars crumbled, and not a single blade could touch him. The people of Athens fell to their knees in terror. Whispering a spell, he summoned the wind beneath his feet, and the air itself rose to carry him. With one final, piercing glare at the trembling rulers, he spoke once more, his voice steady as the pillars of the Parthenon. A man who builds his strength upon the suffering of the weak builds nothing at all. You have not mastered nature, you have only shackled it. The wise do not command by force, but by understanding, for true power is harmony, not domination. The beasts you cage, the voices you erase, these are the echoes of your own folly. Know this, he who seeks to rule all things loses himself in the pursuit. Release them, or in time, you will find yourselves the ones in chains. With that, he kicked off the ground, the gathered winds lifting him into the sky. Returning to the forest, where creation remains unshackled and divine. And below, as the storm raged on, the people of Athens finally understood. A demigod had returned, his power a tempest, his will unshaken, and they all yielded, hushed in reverence beneath the weight of his judgment.